And today we're going to talk about the right foods, the wrong foods, what do we actually eat, why do we have problems, and why do we fail a lot on our different diets, nutrition plans. It's a wild, wild west indeed. And we sometimes get so lost in what actually is going to work for us. So I'm going to go through the points. Today's there are no slides, but I'm going to talk to you about what's going to work for you and help you to design and to get your power back. When I always say about that, we get so lost into everybody's advice that we absolutely lose our power. So the very first thing when we start with the foods, I want you to understand that if you already have health problems, if you have hormone imbalances, if you have digestive issues, your body is two things. Unfortunately, it's very toxic and it's malnourished. So on one side, we have a lot of things that doesn't belong in the body, metals, yeast, bacteria, parasites, and I call them all of the yeast, bacteria, parasites, I call one name parasites. And we're also very malnourished, so we don't have enough vitamins, minerals, and nutrients. And unfortunately, the parasites, which include yeast and bacteria, they eat your food. There is also, when we have a lot of weight problems, there is a group of bacteria called firmicutes. If there are more of them in your body than other healthy bacteria, they extract more calories from your food than energy. And that's where you see a lot of weight piling up, your liver becoming sluggish. And I'll show you the connection between what you should eat and how your organs work and how we can finally see results from what we're eating. Because they tell you there is a research that suggests the vegan diet is good, vegetarian diet can be healthy, that eat a lot of fiber, don't eat a lot of fiber, paleo, keto. Everybody has the research to back it up. And I kind of want to shine the light on these subjects to tell you why there is so many options, but none of these options not necessarily work for you and you've tried a lot. So again, getting back to toxic and malnourished, and depending on what's going on in your body, you will have to find the nourishing foods that can agree with your body. I'll show you how to do it and how to actually first thing to hear your intuition, because your body is amazing creation. And we, since the childhood, we women suppressing our intuition, because when you were a little, you wanted to eat an apple for breakfast and your mom said, no, you have to eat sausage, it's a long day, you need proteins in your body. Or maybe you wanted to wear a red dress and your mom said, no, it's too cold outside, you need to wear pants and a jacket. So right from the start, we, especially women, we become so unsure about our inner voice, about what our body tells us, because the society, family, everybody told us, your choices are wrong. So don't listen your voice, don't listen your guidance. You are wrong. When we grow up, we completely suppress that voice inside of us that's telling us what should we wear, how we should behave, what kind of food we should eat, and we're becoming what I was introduced to this concept lately, wishy-washy, that we want something, we feel like it's good for us, but then we hear somebody else's advice, nutritionist, doctor, they all have their opinions, what worked for them. We're telling our body, shut up, we don't listen to it anymore. So another thing is that can really affect your food choices, that you have to be aware before you start listening to your intuition, because your body doesn't lie. Your body absolutely knows what's going on in your head, what's going on with your feelings, what's going on with your emotions that reflect our food consumption. Because if you, for example, have a lot of issue with your husband, you're not happy, you're not you feel like you're suppressing a lot of emotions, it's going to absolutely affect your hormones. This is endometriosis, this is cyst, this is something that's happening in your uterus, in your ovaries. And it's happening because, you're suppressing your emotions, you're not happy, but you go to bed with this guy, right? But what was I trying to tell you? So when you are not happy like this, you have emotions, the suppressed emotions, and they absolutely dictate your choices when it comes to food. So very first thing I always say, very good thing to ask yourself when you're trying to decide what you want to eat is, how do you feel? Are you trying to eat something sweet because you don't have enough excitement and happiness and just relaxation in your life? Are you really, really stressed? Because when our stress hormone cortisol kicks in, and we stress nowadays about everything because of the environment, plus all the stresses, all the suppressed emotions, because we're supposed to be good girls, right? We're not supposed to be angry, we're not supposed to be like loud. A lot of issues. It's not about that webinar, I don't want to talk a lot about this, but that cortisol always comes with another hormone, which is called insulin. And insulin is supposed to take all of the glucose, the sugar from your body, and deliver it to your cells for energy. When you are very, very stressed, cortisol and insulin spike. They're really high. And even if you're on a zero carb diet, it's going to give you crazy cravings and is going to start chewing up your muscles and you start gaining weight. When these hormones are imbalanced, your body doesn't store energy anymore. Your food, your glucose as energy, start storing it as fat. And you see it around your liver, you see it around your abdominal organs, and when you see it around your belly, this is the last stage. This is one thing, that parasitic emotions that you don't process. That's why in the Limitless Body, we really work a lot on the emotions and feelings. They really dictate of how you're going to feel. The other one is the parasites, the yeast, the bacteria, the parasites. They absolutely affect your neurotransmitters in your brain. The lower your neurotransmitters, dopamine, serotonin, they affect your epinephrine. Those neurotransmitters, they're like hormones in your brain. When they are low, you're naturally looking for something to increase them. And if you, again, don't have enough excitement, don't have enough good things, relaxation in your life, you're going to start looking at it in foods. Also, parasites absolutely affect your sugar balance and your cravings. And I always talk about it. When the sick people were, their energetic biofield was measured, they found out the parasitic biofield, these bacteria parasites, is stronger than biofield of a person. So they literally hijack your body and dictate you what you want to eat, what you want to crave. And because of these cravings, they also like very acidic, very sugar, very stagnant environment. They don't want you to move and they want you to eat a lot so they could thrive. And that affect your food choices. And I talk a lot about it in my parasite webinar. So you want to watch that one. So next thing, so really important, when you try to eat healthy, when you try to change something in your diet, is to know that it's absolutely going to work for you and make your life so much easier than you for at least 30 or 60 days. You even less, 30 days is more than enough on a good system. Do the parasitic yeast and bacterial cleanse. Just reduce those guys and you're going to transition to whatever foods you want to eat healthier so much easier. I can't stress enough. That's the way how I always start my protocols, and you're going to do it in a Limitless Body. It's just gonna jumpstart everything that you're doing nutritionally. So the another thing is that can create great results with any diets fast is to separate food groups. For example, do not, and it's so easy and it's so simple to do, the main offenders, do not mix together grains and meat. because grains and meat, starches and meat, animal products in general, they need different parts of your digestive system to produce different enzymes to digest them. And when you eat simpler foods, especially not all the time, especially when you on certain healing protocol, I want you to understand that you have a choice and you don't have to choose one diet plan, one nutrition plan, and stick to it your whole life. I've tried that all. And through the different times of my life, different nutrition plans served me so like they were amazing. Like I said, you need to prepare your body a little bit. We need to do it the smart way, not the hard way. So one of the things that can also help to catapult everything that you get from any nutrition plan and diet when you're switching them is eating pause. I don't like to call it fasting, because when you say fasting, everybody is just like freaking out. And for some people, it can be pretty painful. I was talking to my mom and we were talking about the food, and I mentioned to her that some people can dry fast up to like a very long time. So they basically do not eat and they don't drink for months. And she got so offended because my mom loves to eat. She got so offended. I couldn't believe, like, it's a lot of emotions connected to the food. And a lot of times we can't stay away from food just because we don't eat a lot of things coming up. When you fast, a lot of past trauma, a lot of emotions, a lot of things, you understand yourself better, and a lot of things get healed, not just in your body, but also in your mind. And if you go with this too fast, if you start changing your routine too fast, your brain say, no, 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 because your brain doesn't want you to change. Your brain loves you to stay the same thing. If you've been eating your whole life, every day, you've been eating certain foods, your brain doesn't want you to change. Absolutely, because change might means death for your brain. Because if you come out of your cave, anything can happen. The tigers might eat you. So any change for your brain equals death. Fasting or eating pauses, they're absolutely amazing for healing your digestion, for healing your digestive tract. There are what I see a lot from my practice and from the research, that I don't really like a lot of intermittent fasting for women, in terms like fasting every day, because it might, especially at first when you're starting, because it might suppress some of the hormones, especially when you after ovulation, when your body is basically gearing for pregnancy. So if you're already stressed and weak and you have a lot of cortisol problems, you're really fatigued, it can create a lot of problems for you. You're just not ready for it. Also, water fast, if you have a lot of parasites, it can be absolute nightmare. Some people become very sick, they become shaky, there's a lot of toxins start coming out to your bloodstream, and those parasites can really they suck up to 6 milliliters of your blood when you're fasting. So they try to eat. Sometimes they die, sometimes they try to eat, and they create a lot of toxicity in the body. So what I find is a lot more beneficial is to do the parasitic cleanse, then do once a week or twice a week, do a 24-hour fast, first water fast. And what you do after 24 hours, between 24 and 23, for example, 36 hours, for example, from dinner to dinner, then the process of autophagy kicks in. It's when your body starts really cleaning up all the old stuff, everything that doesn't belong in there, including cysts, including, the skin that is, this wobbly skin, including the cancerous cells. So the body doing big cleanup. Imagine if it's like, you've been working nonstop and then you have a day off and you're like, ooh, let me clean my house. And you start cleaning and you can do it pretty fast. But when you at work 24/7, when you're working somewhere, you come home, you don't have any energy, have any time to be clean up. So that's what your body does. And when you sleep also, you don't eat, you're in a relaxed state, you sleep, your body is relaxed, it starts cleaning a lot of things from your body. And when you wake up in the morning and you see, you kind of feel groggy, you see like white coating on your tongue, this is a sign that a lot of toxins got in your bloodstream, and it's time to clean the house. It's time to do some job. And anything nutrition-wise is going to be so simpler after the fast. But the thing is, what we're doing here in Limitless Body program, we start with the conditioned fast. So I use the combination of 15 Russian herbs, and they cleansing your lymphatic system, cleansing your cardiovascular system, your digestive system, and it start pulling the debris out of your systems and giving the rest to your digestion. But at the same time, you're drinking these herbs with honey and with lemon juice, and that way your cells still getting the nutrients and vitamins, because these herbs are super rich in nutrients, vitamins, enzymes, and also minerals. And that way you not hungry when you're doing this fast, and you feel amazing. And it is necessary to do this with your system at least once a year. Then you can try to do once a week. You can try to do the water cleanse, or twice a week, and it's absolutely amazing. You're going to feel different. But another thing is, that's absolutely amazing. It's a dry fast. When you for 24 hours you don't drink and you don't eat, it equals 3 days of water fast, and it's absolutely fascinating what your body can do. It really loses a lot of toxins, and it's pretty awesome. But doing these cleanses, it is always advisable to do it with doctor, nutritionist practitioner who know what they're doing. And you can do it yourself, but it has to be like, I'm not your practitioner, so it's on your own. You have to consult someone before you do that. I have to say that I did them on my own. Absolutely. When I started, before I became doctor and practitioner, before I became practitioner, before I became nutritionist, I did that on my own. And each one of them, before each time when I couldn't get pregnant, each time I tried them, I got pregnant, and it was the last thing that helped me to get rid of a lot of chronic problems that I had, including PCOS and IBS. And another thing I want to invite you to absolutely not forget, but decide that you can listen to your intuition, you can experiment, and the information that out there, you can take it or leave it. There is a research that suggests that paleo diet going to heal you from a lot of chronic illness, including hypothyroidism and IBS and PCOS. But also there is a research that's showing that vegan diet absolutely amazing for hypothyroidism, including Hashimoto. So the science is out there, and it's supporting all of the theories. And the thing is, anything can be beneficial when you when you're smart about it, and you just use it for 30 days, and you prepare your body, like I said, with with just some cleanup. Because imagine if you have a cup and you put a lot of like milk, kefir in it, and you don't clean it for 30 days. And then you decide to pour absolutely healthy, fresh squeezed orange juice in this cup. What's going to happen? This slimy cup with a lot of slimy things, dirty, and you pour the orange juice in there that's supposed to be healthy, what's going to happen? It's not going to be good, right? So the same with your body. When you change to a healthier diet, do the cleanse, remove the amount of bacteria, the parasites, and when you switch to a diet, it's going to be a lot easier for you, because a lot of times people get on a diet and they're saying, oh, it doesn't work for me. They stay with it for a couple of days and they're saying, no, it's not good, because they're feeling worse at first. When your body is trying to shift, it has to detox first. It has to let out a lot of junk, and then it can shift. So you cannot even realize if your diet is new nutrition plan diet is good for you if you don't try it for at least 2-3 weeks, because you're not going to see the real changes before that. Before we get the nutrients and vitamins and we can even absorb anything from our food, we need to be able to digest it. And there are a lot of things that prevent us digesting our food, like H. pylori. H. pylori lives in your stomach, like I talk in my webinar, and it prevents you from digesting protein. So your paleo diet not going to work for you because the protein is going to be sitting there rotting. If you start getting on a vegetarian diet and your liver is compromised, the bile is not flowing, what it's going to do, or for example, on keto, or eating more healthier fats, but your liver is suffering and the bile is not flowing, it's going to be a lot more bloating. So the healthy organs, healthy digestion system is the key to see any changes. And yes, when you working, if you're really sick and you have the parasites, if you have yeast, you have infections, it is best plant-based diet is going to give you amazing results. But it is you don't have to stay with it for a long time if it's really problematic for you. But when you take off the hard to digest foods like proteins, they sit there for 6 hours, and if they're not digested, they create a lot of problems for you. Yes, it's going to be problematic. So I always say, if we go through parasitic cleanse, if we're going through any protocol that help you to feel better, it's best to get on a plant-based diet. And juices, like vegetarian food, and juices like green apple, celery, grapefruit, orange, lemon, they are absolutely amazing for your liver, and they help you to nourish your digestive tract. So you kind of like stop from digesting all the time, fasting, juicing, and you give your body nourishment, and you help your body to thrive. So okay. And there is, like I said, a lot of diets out there that work for different people. I've been through all of that, and I can tell you that what helped me to heal my IBS, what helped me to heal my SIBO, is absolutely what works against all of the mainstream protocols they use in SIBO. In SIBO, you're supposed to, the bacterial overgrowth, when you have a lot of bacteria, that gives you a lot of bloating, a lot of indigestion. Your belly always look like 6 months pregnant. That was horrible. And these bacteria eat your food, basically gives you a lot of bloating, gives you skin issues, a lot of problems, brain fog in the morning. Yeast and bacteria, they eat your food and they make your life miserable. And the advice is out there: go on a really low FODMAP diet. So you can't eat a lot of legumes, you can't eat a lot of vegetables. Basically, you're stuck with the animal protein and what's their name? Animal protein and eggs, and maybe a little bit of like rice out there. So what helped me actually going on a vegan diet, and before through my life, I've been on different plants, and at different times of my life, different plants served me. Sometimes it was paleo, but right now, when what serves my body, what helped me to really see the difference, is to going on a raw vegan diet. And the thing is, including a lot of fruit, letting my digestion to rest, and a lot of smoothies, fruit and juices, and using really potent herbs to kill the bacteria, to kill the parasites, to open up the liver bile ducts, that my bile is flowing again, rejuvenating those organs, that helped me to completely reset my diet. That chronic constipation, that bloating, the bacteria, the parasites, they are gone. And this is not like they tell you, if you want to get rid of yeast, forget about fruit, because they are the sugar bombs. I don't know who created that belief, but it's pretty interesting. But I always adored fruit. So I said, well, let's see what happened. And I included a lot more fruits. I basically was eating all day, eating raw, eating fruits, and doing some powerful herbs that I share with you. And here you go. Digestion works like a clock, or how you say it, right? like skin improved, all of that oil that I used to live with, the acne, everything was gone, and actually the skin changed and the body type, like everything's changed. So the thing is, the different diets going to work for you, but the key is here is to repair the organs, get rid of what doesn't belong in there, because those guys prevent you to digest any type of food. And of course, be very smart in making those dishes simply. Don't combine uncombinable. If you have animal protein, combine it with vegetables. Eat your fruits separate from your meals. Those rules are pretty easy. If you're using grains and legumes, soak them overnight. That removes the lectins and your body can digest them so easily. And it's super simple to do. Just put them in the water a night before. But be smart about your meals and always use the digestive enzymes and digestive bitters. Anything digestion, your liver loves bitters. So digestive enzymes with the meals, digestive bitters, separate them, grains from starches from animal products, and you're gonna see a lot of improvements. And I am a big fan of a vegan diet right now while you're healing. Let's be smart about it. It's like when the Olympians prepare for like big Olympic games, they do certain nutrition plan, they do certain things with their body, with their diet, and when they succeed, they go to a different part, and they might switch everything, right? So you don't have to your whole life stick with one plan, but do this for your body. Try different things and find out yours. And it's nothing wrong with yo-yo dieting, nothing wrong with switching from paleo to absolutely like raw vegan, but stay a little bit with it. Give it a chance and heal your organs. Do the cleanses. Like the healthy digestion can give you amazing results in digesting anything. And there is absolutely true that our bodies designed to eat alive food. So, and it's of course becoming problematic nowadays because we live in the cities, and if you live somewhere in Alaska, it's pretty hard to be raw vegan. Okay, so let's be smart about it. And if you live somewhere in Florida, yeah, absolutely thrive on the raw vegan diet. And yes, your body can change a lot. There are people in Siberia, indigenous people, that only eat meat. They have the healthiest body, but they eat mostly curated meat, so it's kind of raw. They use the special process to salt it. They use the salt to process it. But what is the staple of all of these diets? They have to be simple. And right now, our plate consists of so much. We like mix unmixable things that our body have to spend so much energy to digest it. And when we switch to raw vegan diet, and don't just jump on it. You have to have the system if you want to do this, right? But if you eliminate the bacteria, yeast, the parasites, you start digesting and you increase this hydrochloric acid in your stomach. You start digesting more foods, and then fruits and vegetables, raw salads, they give you a lot more enzymes. When we process our food, especially under very high temperatures, we destroy all of the enzymes, but the fibers are still there, and your body has to still process, digest it, try to absorb it. But your body doesn't get a lot of vitamins, nutrients, enzymes that are alive for functioning. So it's still the kind of like the digestion is working, but you don't get the nutrients, vitamins, and enzymes because they do get destroyed in the process of cooking. So if you have healthy digestion, and if you start, you can see crazy improvements in all of your symptoms when you start on a raw vegan diet, because you're getting those enzymes, vitamins, and the best vitamins and minerals. They're more bioavailable in your body when they're in a combination in those foods, not from the supplements and vitamins. But a big thing while you're transitioning is to nourish your body also. We talked about toxic body, but also about nourishing your body. That's when I use, for example, Shockley Vitalizer, the minerals and vitamins in a package that gives your body that boost. Your body needs enzymes, your body needs the vitamins, and especially minerals. Your body can produce its own vitamins, but it can't. We need those minerals, especially nowadays. The fruit, vegetables, they don't have the same mineral content because they don't ripe on the vine. So they have less minerals. So I absolutely always source them. I do periodically take the vitamins. Shockley is my favorite, or systemic formulas, and I use it with my clients. See amazing results fast. And here you have the protocol that designed to take everything that doesn't belong in the body, everything that preventing you from digesting and absorbing the food, and it gives you the boost in those vitamins and minerals. And another thing is, when it comes to food, is genetics. Of course, we absolutely can turn genes on and off nowadays. Absolutely can. And epigenetics, this is a science that shows us that what we eat, how we, our lifestyle, what we do every day, that completely affect our genes and can turn them off. All of these genes that are designed to activate, like, breast cancer or things like endometriosis. When you have estrogen dominance, when your estrogens don't take the good pathways. There are 3 pathways, 2, 4, and 16-hydroxy. 2-hydroxy, your estrogens are good. They eliminated from the body, your liver working fine. The methylation cycle, the Krebs cycle, the cycles where, your nutrients go through to give you energy, they're working healthy. But also there are some women where this cycle is a little bit of compromised. And instead of taking the estrogen, taking 16 4-hydroxy pathways, and it's just these estrogens not leaving the body, and they start accumulating, dirty estrogens we call them, and you start getting more of like polyps, fibroids, estrogen dominance, low progesterone, crazy PMS later. Menopause problems later, PMS right now. Sometimes people get to hysterectomy, sometimes it's endometriosis surgery. So for that, you need that healthy detox pathways, healthy the cycle of detoxification, liver detox, the cell detox cycle, and open up pathways. And we can absolutely do it with the foods. Then you work on your liver, then you have enzymes rich foods, so that are like superfoods, they're like broccoli sprouts, they're like berries, they are resveratrol, there are like a lot of nutrients your body needs, and you can get them from the food. Again, healthy digestion. But it's very important to give your body a boost in terms of like 2-3 months max. Your body knows how to work. So the system is very important. It's simple. It's not complicated. First thing, eliminate what doesn't belong in your body. Boost your digestion, like bitters, enzymes. Start shifting to healthier foods and more kind of like the raw superfoods, consuming like pine pollen, a lot of them, chlorella, spirulina, a lot of things that raw that can you incorporate if you have hard time to digest, like salads right now, maybe some vegetables. Start with the fruit, start with more like a paleo fiber, like psyllium husk or flaxseed. And then smoothies, juices, you can get a ton of enzymes, vitamins, and minerals from the juices. Again, on my Limitless Body Cleanse, 15 Russian herbs, they give you such a boost in your vitamins and nutrients. It's unbelievable. You're fasting, your digestion is off, you're taking raw honey, you're taking these herbs and a little bit of lemon juice, and they absolutely giving everything your cell need to rejuvenate, to detox, and to saturate itself with vitamins and minerals. Absolutely essential. So when you have any problems with genetics, you just watch how fast you can repair these cycles by not living like your mom necessarily lived, right? The genetic component can be taken, the edge can be taken off by you first detoxing your body. So these kind of like genetic factors, they come with microbiome. So your mom had problems with endometriosis and polyps and cysts, or thyroid or breast cancer problems, just because her body was toxic, her cycle was compromised, and it came with a lot of bacteria like strep, with a lot of yeast, with a lot of toxic emotions. And that's what she gave you, unfortunately, right from the start. It starts even in uterus when you are still in mom's belly. So then you're born, you get your mom's microbiome, and those parasites, bacteria, yeast, they start affecting your genes, because our mitochondria, the guys who make energy for us, they can detect the inflammation. The immune system start working on that inflammation. You're becoming toxic from the beginning, and kids' bodies are very resilient, so you don't see it from the start. It's like it's working on the background first. But there's toxicity, there's inflammation right from the start, and that affects the mitochondria, it affects the detox cycle, and it affects everything. And another organ that's getting affected and toxic is the brain. And brain is the king or queen of our whole endocrine system. For our parts of our endocrine system, those who make hormones, like your thyroid, like your pancreas, like your ovaries, we always talk about hormone imbalances, but we need to understand those hormone imbalances, they're coming out because the organs that's supposed to make those hormones, they're imbalanced, they're toxic. All of the blood from our toxin testing gets spilled into the ovaries. And then what happens, it gets spilled in your brain. In brain, your pituitary gland, your hypothalamus, part of your brain, they are the CEO, they are the command center that tells your ovaries to make hormones, that tells your thyroid to make hormones. So it all starts with your brain. And then when we talk about healthy hormones, I always, as a part of the program, give you everything that you need to know, how to remove the mucus, how to rehabilitate your brain, how to make it working for you fabulous again, so it could give the commands to your endocrine system. Another big thing that I want to say, please, you need to normalize listening to your body. Forget about the stories they tell you. You have to wake up, absolutely eat within an hour, or do not eat until 12 o'clock. You must start, when you work on making your body healthy, you start understanding more of a healthy signals of your body when it's hungry. Hunger is when you feel empty stomach, when it starts gurgling. You understand this is the real hunger, and then you want to eat something. But when you are full here, you don't want to eat, but somebody tell you that you need to eat. Your body, your digestion process, it starts with the smell, with the taste, with your body signals it's time to eat. And when you start pushing that, I must eat because some such and such told me I have to eat in such and such time, your digestion is off. And it's not you might eat, but it's not digesting your food, so it's sitting there rotting. It's sitting there undigested. So, of course, at first, if you have insulin resistant problems, if you have problems with estrogen, you're probably going to also leptin, the hormone that signals your brain, hey, it's time to eat. If you have problems in that area, you're going to have these false cravings, and especially if you have, like I said at the beginning, a lot of parasites and yeast, you're going to feel always hungry when you're not truly physiologically hungry. And a lot of women who have a lot of weight, they underestimate how much they eat. They don't even realize it's a little bit here, it's like a handful of nuts, it's a little candy. And when you eat non-stop, That's what the big problems also created. And one thing, if you're on a fruit diet, if you eat nonstop, but there is enzymes from the fruit, there is vitamins and nutrients. But if you like, it's here and there, it's a little candy, maybe chocolate bar. Our bodies are not designed to eat those food. Even those super fancy like protein, the protein bars. This is not a food. Your body actually, and it's become so fancy, like all these protein bars, protein snack anywhere, everywhere. And those things, your body spent a lot of energy to even process this protein bars. And they are absolutely not healthy. One thing I can guarantee you, your bodies thrive on whole food diets. So where is not 5, 6, 7, 10 ingredients in your food. This is such a big illusion that all of these protein bars, snacks, where you look at the ingredients, always look at the ingredients. If you see 7, 8, 9, 10 ingredients, they are not good for your body. A lot of times there is a lot of sugar. Now, if it's not a lot of sugar, there is a lot of sugar alcohols, which are you saying sometimes, oh, I eat pretty healthy diet, but I still have this bloating. If you look at these little bars, you will see there is like xylitol, which is sugar alcohol, and they really irritate that bacteria in your digestive tract. That's why the bacteria create more toxins, more bloating, and it can become really miserable. So with the estrogen, of course, for the estrogen, a lot of foods with fiber, because fiber, it can absorb that estrogen and eliminates that. But with the fiber, a lot of times come more constipation. I always say number one enemy of healthy body and hormones is a constipation. Whatever you do, and I have different webinars for they, just take a look. Whatever you do, even one time a day, elimination is a constipation. So you must take a lot of, not a lot, but take some herbs or minerals like magnesium, right? Magnesium to help yourself to go to the bathroom. It might sound like a lot, and you're like, okay, so what do we eat, right? And I'm telling you, my biggest advice, what we're gonna do right now, is to start the parasitic yeast fungus protocol and get on a plant-based diet for now. When you reduce these guys, when you normalize these cycles, when you go through these supplements, a mineral vitamin boost, when you remove the toxicity and you nourish the body, you start listening your body cravings better, and you will absolutely find the nutrition plan that works for you. Because I'm telling you, everything that you heard before, it's not necessarily gonna work for you. It's very good to get something. For example, right now I'm in Alaska. Sure, I am, it's winter here. I don't think about spiritual practices like Alyssa. She's doing her shenanigans with energy. So I think I'm gonna stick with paleo and stick with it for 30 days. Or you might try vegetarian. Stick with it for 30 days. If you're in Florida like me, like, ooh, she sounded really interesting. Why don't I try a raw vegan diet? Be very gentle with your body. Try raw vegan just for breakfast, then for lunch, then leave something very, like what you used to for dinner. Experiment with your body. And hormones absolutely need healthy fats, but for digesting and metabolizing your healthy fats, you need to rejuvenate your liver, because you can't absorb the fats without the bile. And if you start adding more healthy fats for your hormones, but your bile is not flowing, the only thing you're gonna get is bloating, because it's gonna sit there and digest it. If you're trying paleo, but you have H. pylori, the only thing you're gonna get is the bad skin and more bloating, because the protein, because of the H. pylori, is not getting digested. If you have very toxic gut, any food and changes you're going to try with your diet is going to give you bloating, because you need to remove the biofilm, the pressed fecal matter. We have a ton of it, pressed mucus. You won't believe what's coming out of the ladies on this protocol. The things, the biofilm, the yeast, blobs of the yeast, all of these. And when you start being conscious, start eating more fruit and vegetables, doing some juices, drinking water with minerals, you know, and experimenting with yourself. You will see we're going to do some awesome protocols how to remove this junk from your digestive system. You'll start seeing the results. Now we're talking, baby, and it's going to be amazing, I promise. But we have to work with this the smart way. So what I invite you to do is to become a very smart lady. And of course, we're going to get a webinar when we're going to talk about all of the superfoods that can nourish you fast, all of the supplements that can give you that food that clear that cycle of detoxing and give you that nourishment, minerals, vitamins, minerals boost really fast and detoxing. So let me know. Can you please tell me, like, does it make sense what I'm talking about? And if you have any questions, and if you watching this, let me know. Like, get back to me. Let me know if you have, if you tried any diets and what was the problem. Did they work for you? Did you stop? Did you do it? Just want to see how is your progress. Another thing is when you're trying to heal, I always say that your body, your intestines, they absolutely love acidity, stagnancy when the thing's not moving in there. So the very first thing, again, when we go to water with minerals, the juices, making that body, that intestines alkaline, you will see the shifts. And of course, doing the protocol. So for now, while we're working on making your body great again, it's mostly plant-based, juicing, and using the herbs to make you to digest and absorb that food again. All right, so let me know what you tried, what worked, what didn't work for you. All right, love you all. Bye-bye.